Hello, everybody. Shout out to the families out there in California that's going through bad times right now with these fires. So I was just looking at the news and looking at how devastating this is. And it's bad. It's bad. All the people out there in California, prayers go out to you and the families that everybody relocate in a safe place. Um, got a 7-day outlook for California, and it's gonna be sunny for the next 7 days. But right now, they dealing with those wildfires all over around Inglewood, Los Angeles, uh, different parts of California I can't pronounce, but Brentwood area, Malibu Beach is they have roadblock up along the beach side. And then you have Hearst fire closures west of 210. Uh, San Bernardino. It's just it's bad. So I hope everybody can get somewhere safe and get away from those fires. It's real. It's real out here. Got the chat going crazy right now. People are saying all kinds of things in the chat. What did Diddy do? Wake up, winged creature. How's Chinatown? Water is free. Use it. This girl is on fire. I mean, it's not funny because you got families involved and kids. Uh, pretty sure they had to evacuate from school today. You know, some counties, not even opening up their schools today. So just telling people that they should evacuate. Multiple fires burned across Los Angeles County. So that's the local news that's live right now that I'm looking at. And yeah, mass evacuation. It's serious. It is serious. Just want everybody to be safe out there, you know. And um, even the elderly too. Get the elderly, in these in these nursing home, assisted living facilities, um, hospitals. I know they're gonna um, go through proper protocol of what they need to do for evacuation and things like that. But definitely assisted living, because I know here in the South, where I'm at, we have resident homes that are in regular, subdivisions, but inside, a particular home, you got, you know, the elderly, the frail, handicapped, you know, people living there. Like for example, if there's a 3 bedroom home, then you have three patients or three residents in that house, and they have caregivers or a caregiver. Depends on the situation, and to take care of those people. So they have to evacuate too. Because they're in those subdivisions. So, and then some people are saying that this could be a sign from God, and California is on fire because of the sin, and a lot that goes on out in California, being a hub, or being Sodom and Gomorrah, an area of sin. And but sin is everywhere. But you know I'm looking at the chat, how some people are saying that California's burning, the roof is on fire. I mean, the chat's going crazy. Mm, Page strike. Let the water out. So, excuse me. Yeah, a lot of people are being silly on here. It's a serious matter. Let's hear a little bit of what's going on.
Multiple cars just burnt just the shell of what was a car on the ocean side. Wow, it goes to show how violent those winds were overnight. Clearly, we're not out of the woods yet, as we've been listening to Maria and Samana tell us the forecast coming up. But it's a very different look right now with daylight, and you can see just how devastating this fire continues to rage in the Palisades area. Thank you so much, Gigi, and please wear your mask because the air quality, you could just tell right there, is very dangerous. The first responders there on the beach wearing their masks. Thank you.
Wow.
So from Gigi, we're going to
Yeah, first responders got their mask on.
we're staying on top of the developments there because you have been covering the Hearst fire this morning. That's right, and the Hearst fire is still burning out of control, about 500 acres, 505 to be exact. And we heard in that news conference a little earlier this morning that 3,000 residents here in this area remain under mandatory evacuation orders. Now, I want to show you the activity that we've been watching here from our vantage point along Sombrero and Sycamore here in the Oak Ridge mobile home community. Now, there are hundreds of homes here in this gated community. We see multiple agencies, LA City and County, CAL FIRE, and U.S. Forest Service crews responding to this blaze. Police officers also stationed here in the neighborhood. This all began, it was first reported around 10 o'clock last night, stretching to about 500 acres in a few hours. Right now, it is burning adjacent to the Angeles National Forest. Fortunately, away from these properties at the moment, but there are still mandatory evacuation orders that were issued for areas north of the 210 freeway from Roxford Street to the 5 and 14 freeway split. Those mandatory evacuation orders mean you should leave if you haven't already. And I want to talk to Upe and Val here. They are returning to the neighborhood after evacuating. They're sort of assessing what's been going on and what things look like right now. Walk me through what it was like to evacuate last night. So yesterday, we had saw the fire, and then I was actually at the store. So I came home and I saw it. My first instinct was just to grab him, get my dogs, and get my, like, baby pictures, stuff like that. And so I did that. I came, we ran inside. I was like, just help me grab something. And then I just put on some
Man, they got
clothes.
horses on the
I
street.
got my social and my birth certificate, and then we just left. So then we went to his brother's house. We got both the cars, and then it was so hard to even get out, so they had to open an emergency exit for Oak Ridge. So we had to go out that way. But this, like, coming out the mobile park, it was so crowded, so you couldn't like really get out. Yeah, we saw a lot of that congestion making our way in here early this morning. Val, sorry, I'm going to reach over to you, but Val, I want to talk to you. What was that like? We saw the flames get dangerously close to these properties. What was going through your mind? Yeah, we just heard like a loud explosion, and then me and my brother went outside, and you could see like one of the cell phone towers. I don't know if they're like cell phone towers or the power towers, but there was just a huge fire in the back, and then immediately right away, so me and my brother just started going door to door, knocking on all the neighbors' houses because there's a lot of
That's
elderly people
good.
that live over here. So
Yeah,
us being
elderly
friends, we
people
can't
are there. You live there too, you know. Can't forget about the elderly people,
just like for our events and stuff like that.
grandmas, the granddads, the uncles, the aunts, uh, great grandpa, great grandma. Can't forget about them. That's good. That was courageous on his part. You're a good dude. You got a good heart. Good dude. Shout out to this dude who, him and his buddy, they went to different houses, knocked on doors where the elderly live. So, dude got a caring heart.
Be careful out here, especially with high and stuff like that. I understand. I mean, you guys are still evacuated. Are you going to return? That's not advised by fire officials. Where are you guys going now? So I think we're just gonna wait till the air quality kind of dies down a little bit, and then try to see what the reports online say, and or when it's safe to come back like that. 'Cause, the wind's still kind of blowing strong right now, so you don't want to be here, especially with the fire department and all that. Right? All right. Hey Val, thanks for talking to us. You guys stay safe. So a lot of these fire still making their way through the area, so they're asking residents to leave if you haven't already. Keep these roads clear for these fire engines. As you can see, they're still going through some of these narrow streets. Now, we did see it earlier. There were several cars parked just up the 210 freeway right outside this community, and several residents said that they just parked their cars down there. They slept and well, they just waited. They really couldn't get any sleep. Of course, watching the updates and seeing what the fire was doing as it crept very close to these homes here. So we'll keep an eye on things, but that is the latest as we continue to feel those wind gusts. In Silmar, Mario Ramirez, back to you. Yeah, and we're just getting some information.
So how the young man and lady, um, the news reporter, he talked to them, and the guy said, yeah, him and his buddy, they start knocking on doors where the elderly people live, so they can, help out with evacuating and things like that. So I like that. I like that. That's something that I would do, and just to make sure that the ones who need help or assistance or can't help themselves, that they'll I can provide some help for them, because you never know when you're in a situation where you need help. So shout out to homie, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him for doing it, him and his buddy. You know what I'm saying? It's adrenaline rush too. Because I've been through firefighter training in Ocala, Florida, and it's adrenaline rush. We had to go in and save this. I think it was a 70, 80 pound mannequin dummy, life, human size mannequin. And, we had to crawl, you know, on the floor in a smoke filled room and find this mannequin that was unconscious and in water, mud. It was wet, smoke everywhere. Couldn't really see. We had our gear on and stuff, but it was adrenaline rush, and it's a sense of I gotta rescue this person. And me and my other buddies, we teamed up and we did it, and it felt good. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that guy and everybody else, because I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people that's out there helping people. Because you got disabled, mentally disabled people out here. Uh, you got people from all walks of life that need help, and you got these wildfires going on in various parts of California. So man, just big shout out. So anyone in the LA fires needing horse hauling emergency assistance. So they got that on the news here. Yeah, even the horses need rescuing also. Okay, Compton Cowboys, CEO, founder of Compton Cowboys. So they're going around rounding up all the horses, because God give us dominion over the animals. So horses need rescuing too. You know, don't want them to suffer. Get them somewhere safe, somewhere where they can go to a nice barn and breathe some fresh air, and because horses, they panic and they get scared and stuff, and so you know rescue the animals too, man. The ones that you can get, rescue them. So I like what's going on out there. How the people come together. So yeah, Compton Cowboys group offering horse assistance. Yeah, shout out to the Compton Cowboys for you know uh taking the initiative and rescuing horses and offering horse assistance. All right, let's see what's going on with these horses.
And how severe and dire the situation is. Just your past experience in dealing with wildfires and fires, and how this is different from past experiences.
Well, like the fires have never. I mean, I always see them here in the valleys, and they happen, but they seem to get contained pretty quickly. I haven't ever seen them be so profound and so widespread and so near to home.
So much, Randy, for everything you're doing with the Compton Cowboys, helping out those owners of horses and going to rescue them as we speak. I know you're very busy, so thank you very much. And his information is right there. He's getting a ton of calls right now for people who need assistance. We'll check back in with you later on, Randy. Thank you so much. Now let's go to the EATON fire, which is doubling in size overnight. That's where Coco McAvoy is, and it's forced thousands of people to flee from their homes. This is near the Altadena, Pasadena area. That's exactly where we are. We are near Altadena, near Marana Place right now, and the winds have been whipping out of control, and that makes this fire even more dangerous. The Eaton fire here. You can see homes are burned to the ground. The home you're looking at right now that is on fire, the homeowner came over to us to say, "This is my home," and he got a picture, and then he ran as fast as he could because there's a lot of danger in this area with the downed power lines as well. Police have been on the loudspeakers telling people, if you are in this area, you need to evacuate as soon as possible. But there are people who have been saying some people are trying to hose down their lawns, they're hosing down their roofs as well. They're just trying their best to save their homes. But
Yeah,
crews are trying to tell people
I don't blame them.
it's obviously a very difficult situation for a lot of residents watching their homes burn to the ground as we keep walking.
My God.
Just to the ground. This power line right here is also down. There are several power lines down in this neighborhood as well, which is making it difficult for people as they're trying to evacuate. They have to kind of watch out for some of these power lines as well and kind of navigate that as well. So we have seen some people who have been sticking it out, now deciding they've got to go at this point. Again, we're on El Molino Avenue near Marana Place, walking towards another home here that is currently on fire. I had another resident ask me if any firefighters will be coming to the neighborhood, and the answer right now is no, because they are strapped. They're doing the very best they can, trying to put out
Wow.
but as soon as one sparks, another one does, because of all the embers that are flying in the area. We do know that 2 people so far have died in the fire and several more injured. We don't know the exact number, but that's something that will be coming out in the next several days. Right now, what's at top of mind, especially for firefighters, is trying to save as many people as they can,
All right.
out the fires.
Yeah, they can only do so much and be in a, you know, in one area at a time. You know, shout out to them firefighters. You know,
Just wanted to save their home. And one guy is trying to evacuate, but he, in the stress of it all, lost the keys to his car. So now
mm,
trying to find the keys to his car because he's got his car packed up, but he's unable to move it. Wow. So you can just imagine the stress that people are under. Absolutely. I mean, it's panic when you're rushing and running around. Right. You might have even packed those keys in one of your bags. You don't know. Maybe it's a
yeah.
reminder too when you're doing the getting.
Check them bags, man. Backtrack. Check your bags. Check everything that you got packed. Oh, this guy on top of his house with a water hose and got some kind of cloth holding it up to his face uh, from breathing in the smoke. And he got a water hose on top of his house. He's on the roof of his house, and he got a water hose. He like wetting everything down. I don't blame him. Man, I do whatever I could do. Look like he shooting it over at his neighbor's house too. Yeah.
Trying to save whatever they can, but you said the gun just abandoned your home, and I understand that, but fire crews are trying to tell me
Boys,
to really
Americans are tough. We don't give up easy. Dang. Tahoe burnt. Was burnt to crisp. Everything burnt. Tires, everything. Inside, outside, and it's on the parked in front of what used to be a house. Corner lot home, burnt down, and the Chevrolet Tahoe is burnt to crisp.
they're calling on all available fire personnel to come in to try to help. They say they have never been so short staffed. And they even brought in personnel.
This is Eaton County or Eaton, California. Florida explodes. Fire explodes. My bad. Fire explodes overnight. Forced thousands to flee. So let's see.
Frustration from residents to firefighters who feel like they don't have the resources to handle an event of this magnitude.
Los Angeles County, Eaton, Hurst, and Woodley. Okay.
Palisades Fire, you are near PCH in the ocean. What's the scene now? Well, we're on PCH. We're at Gladstone. So just moments after we went live, reporting that with the fire on this side of the restaurant, we were actually heading to the other side where firefighters were staged. Apparently, somebody saw that live shot, reported it, and LA City Fire arrived here and had managed and are still working actually on putting this fire out. This is a trailer, a metal trailer, the ones you often see on tractor trailer trucks, but this one is here permanently. It was being used as a storage facility for the popular restaurant on Pacific Coast Highway. This was completely on fire. Everything inside, whatever was in there, has been destroyed. Actually, you might be able to make out that black smoke because it continues to burn in there, even though the flames have been put out. And then on to the left of that trailer is the garbage bin area of the restaurant. As far as we can see, the restaurant has not been affected, which of course is a good thing. Gladstone's has been here. Kids.
He can get another trailer, used for storage. He can get another one. That's good. His restaurant, you know, wasn't affected by the fire, and he can rebuild. They can rebuild.
photographer Tony Butita, and I've been asking him things all day long. I'm going to ask you to turn around. I want to go up there. We're on Sunset.
Tony Butita.
And we're starting to see a black plume, and that just means
Mob name. Italian name. Tony Butita.
starts down here. Pacific Coast Highway is red in the dark. It's as if it were 6 o'clock in the afternoon here because of all the smoke. That is the latest from Pacific Palisades and our continuing coverage of the Palisades fire. Very much out of control. And those wind gusts, we are continuing to feel them here in Pacific Palisades. We'll send it back to you. And Gigi, I hear a little relief in your voice given the fact that Gladstone's has been saved at this point, but really, you don't survey the damage of the smoke. We lost our signal. Even if, okay, Gigi's going to go and get connected, but, you could say a structure has been saved because it hasn't caught on fire, but the smoke damage inside those homes, the furniture, some of all that can be totally totaled in a fire like this. So now we're looking at a map of this fire and some of the evacuation areas, the evacuation centers for the Palisades fire victims. Let's tell you about those. So evacuees can go to the Westwood Recreation Center. This is on 1350 South Sepulveda Boulevard. Another evacuation center open is the Dream Center in Los Angeles, so that's an option as well. Yeah, and when it comes to livestock and larger animals, a separate evacuation center is open at Pierce College. That's at 6201 Winnetka Avenue in Woodland Hills, and smaller pets like cats and dogs can be taken to the LA County Animal Shelter. That's at 29525 Agora Road in Agora Hills. Community buildings are also being destroyed in this fire. We were on the scene when we captured video. This is of the Palisades Branch Library being engulfed in flames. Look right there, right next to the library. The Corpus Christi School and Catholic Church reduced to basically metal outline. Oh, it's so tough to see that. So many memories there shared. All of it just turned into ashes. According to Gigi, overnight, a man was found, as she talked about a little bit ago, on Pacific Coast Highway, and the majority of the clothing that he was wearing had been basically burned off of his body. That's unusual if you think about that, right? In fact, at one point, they thought he was not clothed. He was naked because that's just how it appeared. He had serious burns. He was rushed to a burn center where doctors frantically working to try to save his life. And last we heard, he was in critical condition. So we don't know what came of all of that. And we did get an update a little bit ago. 2 people have lost their lives as a result of the fire. So we have no idea if he's one of those 2. Just a heartbreaking update there. LACD Fire says that there are multiple other burn patients hospitalized because of all of this. And we do know for all those evacuees, Planet Fitness is actually opening all their locations and doors for people to come in, to shower, to power up their phones, to use their Wi-Fi. So that is an option for evacuees needing a place for a shower.
That's what I'm talking about, Planet Fitness. Shout out to Planet Fitness.
Last night, as we've been showing you, it's burned 5,000 acres. No sign of containment so far, and Chelsea Edwards was there overnight hours posting this video on social media, driving through the Palisades fire on her way back to the station. So you can see some of those houses burning and actually level to the ground. Let's listen to the video. Just never imagined that something like this would happen.
Dang, that car was on fire in the driveway, right next to the house.
Photographer and her driving through this. You almost feel as though, is this really happening? Is this real life? Are we on a movie set? What in the world is this?
I'm telling you, like a scene out of a movie or something. And tomorrow, the camera crew riding down the highway, and he paying to the left, everything on fire. Paying to the right, everything on fire. It's like a scene out of a movie. Man, L.A. County.
Like, this is home for so many people. So here's again a map, a look at the Palisades fire. It started near Piedra Morada and Monte Hermoso Drives. That's about
Monte
10:30
Hermoso.
yesterday morning, and it has just exploded into this. And officials are warning of the worsening winds that could spread the fire further, as we know that we're not out of the woods yet in terms of those wind advisories. And smoke advisories are also in effect right now. Residents are urged to stay indoors. Right, so we're getting updates throughout the morning, and there are
Yeah,
many
but that's scary being indoors though.
fires which are burning in the LA
I want to
area.
see. I want to see what's going on. I'm one of the cats. I'm outside, but I have my mask on, some kind of respirator, because you don't want to breathe in all that. You know, you don't want to inhale that smoke. Because man, everything is burning from cars to houses to trees to, I mean, all that smoke. Chemicals. Uh, you know, everything's burning. So you don't want to inhale none of that. Wow. That's a two-story house. Wow. That's why it's time to get right with God. It's that's why it's time to get right with God. Uh Man, let's get back to the Bible. Let's get back to reading scripture, uh spreading love, um, just doing away with hatred and hating and uh, jealousy and envy. Just let's just get back to God's word and believing you know in Christ and walking it and being like Christ. I know it's hard, and man, sin. You know, you know, I'm a sinner. You know, and so I ask the good Lord to forgive me of my sin, and keep working with me so I can be better. But when you got wildfires or different type of world events going on, that it's you know almost like population control. We don't know what's the main cause of this, but it's happening. Then it's time to get right. So because even if it's man-made, or if it's our government that's doing this for population control, or you got an area in a city or a county or town that's, what I'm saying, um, that um, it, it's one of those things where it's out of control, and that's one of the ways that they can control you. So they're gonna control it with fire or flooding or uh, you know, gentrification in a particular area for change. Then yeah, you wanna get right with the good Lord and just move different out here. And you know, crime, all the killing, robbing, um, let's continue to grab hold of our youth and the elderly, and let's, come together and worship one God, and our Heavenly Father. And because we don't know what's the cause of these fires. We can assume, we can conspiracy theory, we can, we can come up with all kind of, you know, thoughts about why, you know, this is happening. So, wildfire destroys homes, evacuations on the way in Pacific County, California. And okay, let's see what he's saying.
This is the main entrance to the school. We did see some fire here a little while ago. I just want to get a quick look, show you guys kind of what we're seeing at the front of the school. Uh, yeah, you can see the flames coming in from this direction, getting closer to the school. It's definitely a scary situation. I'll go ahead and send it back to you. That noise you were hearing was the alarm going off at the Palisades High School there as it was engulfed in flames. Again, 10% of LAUSD schools are closed today, which can affect the district's most vulnerable children. And Bob DeCastro caught up with an LAUSD board member on how kids are getting help today. So closing schools is a really tough call on a high bar, especially given the disruption to kids' education in the last few years. We early this morning, based on our metrics for both the evacuation zone but also air quality, closed a number of schools. Once the school bell rang at 8, it's almost more disruptive to most of those school communities to then close and evacuate, especially given the roads. And so what we've told families is that there's a list of schools that's about a little over 100 that are closed. Others use your best judgment. Attendance will not count today. And then those others, and we know we have hundreds of thousands of kids who are in school for those reasons, childcare, meals. They'll be at school. After school programs will continue. We'll be indoors. We have air quality monitors, and we also want to extend the same grace to our employees as well. So it's a day where we're asking for patience, but we know that despite the conditions outside, many families rely on the schools. Drop your kids off. Do what you need to do. Pick them up when you need to. We'll continue to monitor and make a decision for tomorrow soon as well. Bob also spoke with LA City Council member Tracy Park, and she got really emotional when she was asked if she was able to actually go out to the Palisades fire to survey her district. I haven't seen it yet this morning. I was out in the field at the command post in Palisades until late last night. The hills look like a volcano. I have never seen anything like it. The speed at which
she right
was moving was absolutely terrifying. We are just now getting first glimpses. The scope of the
hills is like a volcano. I'm talking about fire on the side of the hills. Man,
Firsthand the impact of these swirling winds and the embers and the number of structures that are destroyed. Not a few.
that's the governor of California, Gavin Newsom.
Serious this moment is, how important it is you listen to these evacuation orders. FEMA has granted federal assistance to help cover firefighting costs, and the White House says President Biden has been briefed and directed his team to stay in contact with state and local officials. High winds grounded President Biden's planned trip to the Coachella Valley, where he was set to announce 2 new national monuments honoring Native American tribes. And Mayor Karen Bass is urging residents to follow evacuation orders and avoid the Pacific Palisades area. Key roads, including parts of PCH and Topanga Canyon Boulevard, are closed. Firefighters with regional support are battling the flames as high winds make the situation dangerous, as we know. And officials stress the importance of staying informed through Notify LA and LA City fire updates. Former LA mayoral candidate and real estate developer Ray Caruso criticizing the city's response to the windstorm and the fires. He says that officials should have been more prepared. Real issue to me is we've got decades.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take a little break and I'm gonna try to cover this all day as possible. I'm gonna take a little break and come back, and we're gonna pick up on the second video, and cause man, man, blessings, peace and love, uh, blessings to the people of California that they can find shelter, place away from the fires, and man, just get somewhere safe. So we're gonna take a little break.